What if I told you that some of the biggest innovations in gaming weren't born from brilliant success, but from monumental failure? The gaming industry has always thrived on experimentation, and while some titles launch to instant fame, others stumble hard. Yet, it's often these stumbles that plant the seeds for legendary franchises. Today, we're uncovering the untold stories of failures that unexpectedly shaped the future of gaming, and you might never see your favorite titles the same way again. Let's start with a giant, Atari. In the early 1980s, the company released E.T. the Extraterrestrial for the Atari 2600, a game so rushed and poorly designed that it's often blamed for the video game crash of 1983. Millions of unsold cartridges ended up buried in the desert. But here's the twist. This catastrophic failure forced the industry to rebuild itself, leading to stricter quality control and the eventual rise of Nintendo. Without Atari's disaster, the modern gaming world might look completely different. Speaking of Nintendo, even they weren't immune to failure. Before Mario was a household name, the company released the Virtual Boy in 1995, a headset marketed as the future of 3D gaming. Instead, it gave players headaches, sold poorly, and was discontinued within a year. A flop? Absolutely. But the lessons learned paved the way for the Nintendo DS, and eventually the groundbreaking Nintendo Switch. Sometimes failure is just a prototype for the future. Now let's jump to Minecraft. Believe it or not, this global phenomenon started as a scrappy indie project. Early versions were clunky, graphically simple, and far from polished. Many critics dismissed it as too basic to succeed. Yet, those so-called shortcomings became its strengths. Its blocky design allowed creativity without limits. Today, Minecraft isn't just a game. It's a cultural milestone, proof that failure to impress at first glance doesn't mean failure forever. Another story of unexpected success comes from Fortnite. Originally, Epic Games designed it as a cooperative survival game, not the battle royale phenomenon it is today. For months, it struggled to find an audience, overshadowed by bigger titles. But then they pivoted, adding the Battle Royale mode as almost an experiment. That change transformed it overnight into one of the biggest games in the world. What started as a near failure became a revolution in online gaming. And then there's No Man's Sky. When it launched in 2016, players were furious. It didn't deliver the vast universe that was promised. Critics called it one of the biggest disappointments in gaming history. But instead of abandoning it, the developers kept working, adding updates and improvements year after year. Today, No Man's Sky is praised as one of the greatest comeback stories in gaming. A reminder that even when failure feels final, redemption is possible. So what's the takeaway? Failure isn't the opposite of success in gaming. It's often the fuel for it. Every mistake, flop, or disappointment carries a lesson that pushes the industry forward. From Atari's crash to Fortnite's reinvention, the biggest names in gaming have proven that sometimes you have to fail spectacularly to succeed beyond imagination. The next time you pick up a controller, remember, the game in your hands might exist because of a failure that changed everything.